Hey there, and welcome back to Unstuck. I'm Robin Goldenberg from Strategy Leaders. If you're a business owner trying to build strategy that doesn't just live in a deck, but actually moves the business forward, this episode is for you. Last week, we talked about what focus actually looks like, not just doing less, but doing fewer things better across every part of your business. And today, I want to take that focus and show you how to turn it into something actionable. I'm talking a real plan, not a 40-slide strategy document, not a vision board, not a list of goals you forget about in 3 weeks. A plan that drives execution, creates momentum, and helps your team move even when you're not in every room. Because let's be real, you can't. But before we dive in, let me just say this. Last week, I reviewed a Q4 plan for a client that had 6 goals, all on different pages. And when I asked their team which of these goals matters the most, no one really had a clear answer. The plan was technically there, but it wasn't being used. So that's what we're going to fix today. So, most strategic plans fall apart within 3 weeks. And it's not because they're bad ideas, but it's because the structure is broken. Here's why they fail. Typically, they're too vague. Something like grow revenue is a wish, not a plan. They're almost always too complex. So 7 priorities, 5 projects, 3 metrics per person. It's just overwhelm. And then the plan is too disconnected. The plan lives in a document, the team lives in Slack, and no one really connects the two. And if you've ever made a great sounding plan and then promptly ignored it because the week got chaotic, as it does in small business, you're not alone. That's not failure. I see it all the time. I've been there. That's a systems problem. Here's what a real usable plan needs to do. It needs to create alignment, drive action, and hold focus under pressure. So let's break that down. Here's the structure that I build with my clients when we're working on a usable plan. First one is a core outcome, one core outcome. What are we trying to achieve this quarter? Something specific, measurable, and meaningful, like increase average client value by 20%, or productize delivery and reduce owner involvement, or fill and launch a new offer. Not scale, not work on the business, something real, something you can touch. Then we want to do 3 to 5 strategic priorities for that outcome. What do we need to complete to hit that outcome? These are projects, not to dos, like redo the sales deck, build onboarding flow, hire and train an ops lead. Too many priorities is going to give you zero momentum. So we really want to stick in that 3 to 5. And then we want to talk about owners and milestones. So who owns what? And what does done look like? This is where most plans fall apart. Everyone is informed of the plan, of the goal, of the priorities, but no one's really actually accountable. You don't need a project management platform. What you need is real ownership of the priorities and tasks at hand. And then visibility. So, where does this document, this plan live? Is the team seeing it every week? Do they have access to it? They know where to get to it? Is it a place where they would normally work with them? Here's a tactical tip for you. Pick one place, a Google Doc, your share file, Notion, a whiteboard if you're in an office, whatever, and just stick to it. Build the habit. Review it weekly, bring it to team huddles and ask, what are we tracking and where are we stuck? If the plan isn't visible, it's not real. So I have a couple examples for you. So the first one was a client that had too many priorities. She had 7 strategic goals. None of them were moving, no surprise there. So I worked with her. We cut it down to 3 goals and then focus returned. The projects got done and revenue growth followed that. And then the second example is another business. They built this beautiful plan. They hired another consultant to come in before we worked together to build out this plan. It looked beautiful, but it was buried in their software. No one saw it, no one used it. So they paid all this money for this beautiful presentation that just sat. We pulled it out, reviewed it, simplified it, and we made it part of a 20-minute weekly review. That alone created an opportunity for better execution and more accountability. It wasn't about working harder, it was about building a plan that actually got used. I know, what a concept. So, I want to give you a challenge for the week. Whatever you're working with, a whiteboard, a document, Notion, something floating around in your head. One, if it's floating around your head, get it down on paper. But ask yourself, can my team use this to lead the business this quarter? If the answer is no, build these four things: one outcome, 3 to 5 priorities for that outcome, real ownership, who's going to own that outcome and those priorities, and then a visible execution space. That is the job for you this week. Next time, we're going to dig into execution rhythms. So, how to keep your plan alive through weekly check ins, ops reviews, and quarterly cycles that actually work. Subscribe if you haven't. And if this helped you get unstuck, please share it with someone else who's tired of strategy that just sits on the shelf. I'd love to help them too. Let's build something that actually works. Let's get unstuck.